Welcome to Club Wisdom 8. I'm going to be sharing pulls I have been doing recently on another server just to show you the situation I've been going through with regard to pulls. And you know, I've been going through the games and I've been re-rolling so many times, like I'm not joking. I don't even want to talk about how many times, because I probably said it in another video. And these are my personal rolls, and some of these include re-rolls. So every time I do one roll like this is actually from a re-roll. Now, I didn't include all my re-rolls, but some of my re-rolls did include getting SR units, and but as I say, I never ever, when doing single pulls, I've never ever pulled an SSR unit, and with regard to ever getting SSR units, they only came through multiple pulls of 10. So please keep that in mind. And yes, this was actually my first ever pull. Like I was given an introductory bonus of like 9 gold, and it was the first time I ever played the game with regard to playing it on the emulator, because I used to play it on my phone, you see. And but with regard to playing it on the emulator, this first time I pulled, I actually, in those 9 pulls, I pulled 2 SR units, and then everything else, they were all R units like this. And so I've just spoiled you. That was a spoiler for the next 6 pulls or whatever. But I need to explain this. It's very important, because based on this very pull, this pull here on the emulator, it kind of ruined many situations. It brought me back to the same reason I had before. When this game first came out in Taiwan around October, at the beginning, I was the first one to pre-order it, get the game, and when I got the game, I just kept re-rolling, and I re-rolled so many times that I actually spent about a month re-rolling, and I never actually got through any of the game. I only kept trying to go through, sometimes to get another 10 extra tokens to try and roll. So I got to know the game inside out from the beginning. So I think it's quite important to make this point with regard to these rolls, and because the situation is, a lot of people on global are going to be re-rolling for this game, and I must say, if anyone's the king of re-rolling, it's me, and I'm the king of rolling really badly. Now, I've said it before, I made a quick video earlier, and I said again, you have to re-roll, you have to do the 10, you have to get to the 10, but if it requires you, there's a point in the game, you have to go through about 4 fights until you get to you get to a point where you can actually start to roll. Now, if you have about, let's say you're on 8 gold tokens, if you only have 8 gold tokens, I'd say I'd say hold that account and just go a bit further and then get a full 10. If you're on around 6 to 7, it may take you another 30-40 minutes even before you get another 3 gold, if you have to keep fighting and you know, going through everything. So please be careful if you're on 6 to 7, and this was the situation I had, and I've wasted so much time on this game just re-rolling again and again and again, and overall I've really learned, like, is it worth it? I would say absolutely not. Okay, so going back to the pulls that are going on now, so throughout my re-rolls and throughout keeping with some of the games or etc. So I've used up, yeah, literally I've just used up all the gold, and it was an interesting pull anyway. But yeah. So with regard to this, please look how SSR is at the bottom rated as 2%, whereas SR is 13%. It's very important. Anyway, later on I did come back with my 10 summons, and as you're going to see, yeah, I'm highlighting all the different ones, and again I do keep trying. I do eventually just go with the 10 summons, but it took me a long time before. It takes quite a while to reach 10. At the beginning stage, actually, it doesn't take that long. It could take just a few hours, but later on it gets much harder. It gets a bit longer to get And there are other problems you need to keep note of with this game. Please remember that how do I put it? You know, you get some special dailies. So and this is in this summon, you get an SR unit for free, right? Because when you do 10, you get SR guaranteed. That's another reason why you need to do the 10 summons, because SR units are nice. We need those. You know, sometimes with the silver pulls, you can still get these R units. And yeah, and this, I must say, pulling Nam is really great. She's really a great archer. So, and she's helped me for a long time. So, very happy with that. Anyway, yeah. So as I was saying, this, yeah, you're gonna have to really keep track of your gold tokens and how long it takes to get them, because when you each day, let's say, listen carefully to this one. It's easy to think with your, every time you log in to a new day, it's very easy to think you get some gold tokens, you see, quite often at the beginning. And it's very easy to think they're quite infinite every day you end up expecting them. But actually, let's take the pre-registration, for example. You get about 5 days or 7 days of free items every day. And that actually has a period. It lasts from January until February the 21st. Now, that means you could probably log in anytime for 7 times during literally a month. Now, but for the first 7 days, if you get quite caught up in it, you really think, wow, these gold tokens, there's loads of them, and I'm going to keep being able to pull, everything's going to be great, and But, yeah, and these are silver summons, by the way, we're looking at here. Yeah, so, and everything will feel great, but it's not. It's absolutely not, because those gold tokens are going to disappear very quickly. So you've got to know what to save them for. So please be wary of that. And it's quite nice on silver, by the way, when you're doing silver pool, to get a hero. It's actually really nice. Now here's another summon I did, and yeah, I keep changing it around, so it's I'm always moving. I was always trying to take a look at like summoning in different areas, etc. So for different heroes, and it's going to be the same thing. Eventually you're going to have rate up heroes, but look, this is a rate up, and the rate up, yeah, SSR 2%. What kind of rate up is that, huh? I mean this rate up, anyone who said, if the global pushes the rate up to if they really push it up to 6%, then you definitely have to save your gold tokens, because 2%, as you're going to start seeing later on, I'm going to be posting another video, you're going to see how hard it really is, and how much money these whales need to spend to keep up with it. And you don't want to get involved with that. You really want to keep track on who is your hero, who do you want, where do you want them to go, how do you want to build them, because there are different builds and different directions. So you're going to have to be very clever with how you play the game, because I'm sure most people don't have that much cash. I mean, the amount of cash needed to play this game, if you really want to get serious, is a lot. Now let's have a look. I was hoping in this video I'd have an SSR, but clearly I didn't. And that's the thing, if you take a look, there's been no SSRs. There's been no SSRs in my pools, and what I've been doing is I've been doing a 10 pull, then going and fighting, coming back and doing a 10 pull. Now what you're going to find out on my other video that I'm going to post is that yeah, don't do that if you can. So I'll tell you more about that later. And yeah, and I'm also going to say, I'm going to tell you now, I am not expecting, I'm going to do about 5 rerolls when I play this game, and wow, that's a nice SR unit. I say it's nice, but she's nice, but actually I never use her very much. So I'll try her out later. I completely forgot about her. So yeah, I'll take a look, because I'm still making an SR ranking, you see. Now with regard to yeah, the reroll, I'll do 5 of them because I set up 5 different Facebook accounts to try and get the awards, you see, for global. And my guess is that honestly I'm just gonna get an SR, 1 SR, and if I'm lucky I'll get 2 SRs. I've decided if I get 2 SRs I'll just go along with the account. I have one account where I put more effort into, and I added some people, did some stuff, but I don't, that will be my special account, but I don't know if it will really work out. I hope it does because it's linked to my main Facebook, but who knows what's going to happen. And this game, yeah, when it starts going global, and the global is going to start at this moment in time. Global is probably going to start in the next few minutes for all we know, so keep your eyes open. And I'm popping these videos up because I'm not going to be popping any more Taiwan videos up. I'm going global completely. I want to play with the English story mode. I want to see the story. I hear the story is wonderful. I want to get involved in the story, and I want to have a guild, and I want to have lots of fun in this game. So, and you know, and I'm a huge fan of Shining Force and Dragon Force, and this is the closest game to Shining Force that exists. And I went through Fire Emblem Heroes. I went through that, and I've been through the other game, Dragalia Lost, and Dragalia Lost, I must say, is probably the biggest mistake of my life. Like, I thought I was going to turn to SSR, it didn't. So yeah, anyway. Oh my god. Now, this is one important area of the video. I got that equipment, SR, double star, yeah? That came from a silver summon. Please keep that in mind. If you just didn't see that, rewind back. I want you to use this opportunity to understand how important silver tokens are. And I'm going to give you another tip. With regard to my pulling of getting SR silvers, every time I did a pull of a multiple of 10, it's not that I got them every time, it's just that sometimes I was super lucky to get. I remember at one point I had 4 of them. I don't know if it's on this video, but because I've re-rolled so many times, but I've had 4, and it was and 4 SR pieces of equipment. Amazing to get, because you don't have to do that. It's really helpful for my heroes. Yeah, anyway, that was one of the Langrisser games in my phone actually, but I don't always play it on my phone. I play it on various things. Anyway, so here we go. We're going to go into more, and we're going to go into more summons. And remember, yeah, they cost 88 of those crystals, and that is quite expensive. So make the most. Yeah, and I do actually have an SSR unit at them. I do play with SSR units, and I'm saving those units to talk. I've been playing with some SSR units because I've pulled enough and I've gone through enough games, and I'm going to be using those to help me make the rankings that I'll be doing in the future. And I've done some already anyway. So if there's a lot of things I'd like people to learn with regard to these pulls, please try and do multiple of 10s. If you really are going for SSR, then come at it with about 50 of those gold token things. Come at it with 50 at a time, and if you get an SSR and under 50, stop. From my experience, there's a very low chance that the next pull or the next 2 pulls will be SSR. I've seen too many videos, and I've done too many pulls, and I've talked to too many people as well. So yeah, anyway, that should be helpful for you. Another point, an extra point when you're doing these pulls, you might want to put them all together, and you don't want to wait too long in between. So let's say you're doing a pull at 11 o'clock and you're pulling until you're rolling or whatever you're doing until 11:05, but let's say there was no one else in the world at that point doing it on global at that time. At least there should be a much higher chance that you have that 2% rate for the SSR. But let's say someone else cut in from who you can't see, of course, and at 11:03 they did a pull, and that pull, then that theoretically would interfere with your percentage, because your percentage doesn't only belong to you. Okay, this is only a theory, but I've watched so many pull videos over the years, and of course the algorithms are different, but remember these algorithms are programs, and they're just designed by programmers at the end of the day. And from what I've learned is that if you're gonna do pulls, really try and do them, possibly do them at times where no one else, you think in the world on global, so you have to think of European time, Australian time, USA time. No one at that time is doing it, and just get it done. Go through it as quick as you can if you really care about the SSR, because SSRs are just so hard to pull, as you're gonna as you can see now. Yeah, so yeah, please keep that in mind. Okay, so yeah, you know, all these pulls at this moment, they're really yeah, it's just bringing back a lot of memories, and overall, if I look at the amount of pulls I've been able to make, let's say you're going up in stages, and you're going to get to about level 20 for your character. By the time you get to level 20, let's just say that by that time, yeah, that was quite good. 2 SRs are nice. By that time, let's just say you've been able to probably make over about 100 pulls to get to level 20. 100 pulls perhaps, or less. It depends how long it took you, how many days, because what you get for the daily grind is quite helpful. But 100, and in that 100, if you're lucky, the 2%, you're going to get double SSR. Generally speaking, when I've been pulling 100, I've been getting 1 SSR. And many times I just come at it and throw a 10 down and then leave and then come back again. I do a 10 because I really want the units and heroes, and I really enjoy evolving them. But on the global, I'm going to be very serious. Look at that. Silver SR, double star, silver SR. That's you never underestimate silver. Oh, look at these SRs. I mean, look at that. There you go. 3 SRs and one SR double star. Just don't underestimate, you know, these bloody silvers there, you know, and don't put all your money into equipment. I'm telling you, if you're putting your gold tickets into pulling for equipment, don't do it yet. I'd really recommend you to wait much longer if you're going to do that. Or if you're a super whale, go ahead. But if you're free to play, you need those good units, and you need those shards so you can keep upgrading them. Okay, so that's enough for me. Please like, subscribe. I won't be doing many of these chatty videos. I'm just doing it because it's the night before the game comes out. Please subscribe. All the best. Club Wisdom.